Hey guys, Uncle John, UncleJohnSoap.com. Today I'm making laundry soap. That's the thing that really started this whole world of soap for me. Almost 6 years ago, my wife asked me to indulge her by making a laundry soap recipe that she found online. I absolutely hated it. It was complicated. It didn't wash well. It was liquid, so it was always separating. It looked like egg drop soup, and I didn't really want to put that in the washer. And so I played around, did some research, messed with my own styles, and I saw that people were making just a dry powder, same ingredients as the liquid, and it's easier to store. It takes up less space. You don't have to have a 5-gallon bucket that you're dipping from, or refilling a half-gallon container, whatever. And so I figured I'd give you a little glimpse into what we do, and it's simple. It really is simple. I won't give you the exact proportions, but you can get an idea, and I'm sure a lot of you already make it yourselves anyway. And so yeah, basically you can use pretty much any commercial soap, a true soap. Two of the big ones are Zote and Fells Naphtha. Fells Naphtha's got a really cool scent to it. I kind of like it. For me, what makes it sell for me here at the shop and online is the fact that I use our soap in it. And so I make a soap just for laundry. And what I do is take my handy kitchen knife here, and I just kind of do a chop on the soap without cutting my fingers, hopefully. Nothing major, no cheese graters, and it takes long enough just to chop it, but you can see just kind of a rough chop there. And then the same ingredients everybody else knows: washing soda and borax. You don't need, by the way, for all of you that are putting baking soda in your clothes or in your wash, really not that helpful. These two ingredients will oxygenate the water, soften the water, allow the soap to do its job, and this acts as a mild bleach action. So you can do it, but you're not really increasing your cleaning power by doing that. So we'll weigh out the rest of our ingredients. I have my soap in there, and you notice I don't use much soap in there. You don't need as much as the recipes online call for. In fact, the more soap you put in there, the more is going to build up in your clothes. It takes very little to actually wash. So again, keep that in mind. Okay, that's measured out. This is cool. You're probably not going to go out and run right out and buy one of these, but you could probably get an inexpensive one at the big box store, or something that's plastic that has a relatively decent sized hole. I've even seen people take a halfway decent sized regular funnel. It's pretty steep taper, and basically they'll go above. Here, let me show you. They'll buy a funnel like this, maybe that's a little bigger diameter, and you come above that nipple that sticks off there, and just cut it off. Not a big deal. And if you're mixing in a small enough bowl, you can use this. For at home, you're not going to make that much. It's probably not a big deal. For me, I really need to, other than when I'm shooting a video, I really need to keep things moving here. And normally I have a helper helping me, which makes life a lot easier, but I like having this funnel. I got it from a coffee shop that was closing up, and it was a great thing. So, keeps me from spilling any of it. And you may have noticed food processor. I buy mine new because I beat them up. You can probably find one on Craigslist, in the want ads, eBay, somewhere used. Buy one that's already beat up, because you're just going to chew it up doing this. But if you're making laundry soap, you can make enough powder to last you 2 months. So you're only using the food processor 3 times a year, 4 times a year, unless you got a huge family like me. And it's really a lifesaver. That grating on the cheese grater, it'll grate on you. So I'm gonna run this, and it's gonna be loud. I may try to edit the video down a little bit, the volume, but all right, let's go. Loud. Okay. I like to use these medicine cups. They have measurements printed right on them. Yeah, you probably can't see that in that light. They have the measurements printed right on them in milliliters, ounces. Really easy to use. And like I said, I need to keep things streamlined for me. For you guys at home, you've got teaspoons and things like that. That's easy enough to use. Mix again. And that's it. I really didn't run it that long, but if you noticed, I was tipping the machine every so often, back and forth. What that does is the powder doesn't necessarily move like a pesto would in here, where it's always going to keep circulating and funneling back to the blades. Powder's a little different, so sometimes you got to give it a little shake up, make sure it's going to do a couple things. It's going to chop up that soap really fine, and you'll get a couple loose chunks in there, but they're still pretty small because I started fairly small. And it also blends the powders really well. It gets your fragrance or essential oil mixed all the way through the batch, and allows for some consistency. And I think it actually dissolves in the washer better than just grating it with a cheese grater. And what I just showed you, I mean, I can usually do it way faster, but it definitely beats sitting there melting down soap for a liquid recipe that you have to mess with before every load. So there you have it. Uncle John's laundry soap. Now it's everybody's laundry soap. Alright guys, appreciate you tuning in, and keep an eye out for the next video. See ya.